YouTube friends. I'm Farm Mom with AroundTheFarmCrafts, and today I'm going to be talking about chain plying. I've just finished a 3-ounce single ply bobbin of fine merino. It's spun fairly fine, and I overspun it just a bit because I intend to ply it. So I only have this one bobbin that I've spun of this particular fiber, and so that's a great opportunity to go ahead and make a chain plied 3-ply as opposed to the straight 3-ply that I showed in the rabbit to shawl videos. Another reason why you might choose to use chain plying is if you're using a specific colorway, so pre-dyed rovings, where you're trying to maintain that colorway in your spinning. The straight plying sometimes can kind of really mix up your colors, but chain plying is going to keep those colors in that same area, just condensing it down a little bit. So sometimes maintaining a colorway is another reason why you might choose to use chain plying over straight plying techniques. So I'm going to adjust the camera so that you can get a close-up of what we're doing on the spinning wheel and with our hands for this video. And so I'll see you back here in just a moment. To begin your chain plying, you're going to have your full bobbin of single on a lazy Kate nearby. You're going to have your leader string, and in this case on your bobbin, your leader string needs to have a loop, not just be a single thread that you're adding onto, but to be a loop. You bring in your single that you're going to chain ply, and you start with a loop of about 6 to 8 inches long, and you're going to bring that through your leader loop. So now you have 2 on your loop of your string, and you have the rest of your single. You have a little tag end right here, so you're going to have a 4-ply for just a couple of inches, but not for that long. So then you're going to start your spinning wheel, and you're going to slowly bring that up and let it go in. And so now you have a small loop here at the top, and you have your thread that's coming off of your bobbin of singles. You're going to hold, if you're right-handed, you may want to switch this if you're left-handed, but if you're right-handed, you're going to hold in front with your left hand, and you're going to hold your loop with your right hand. You reach through your loop and pull loop back here, and your left hand is going to control the twist and join on the front. As much as possible, you keep your right hand close to your body. When you get back here with your left hand, you snag a loop of the single, pull it through, and then your left hand travels forward, allowing your plied thread to feed onto the bobbin. So I'm back here by my body. I'm going to scoop up another loop with my finger, and my left hand moves forward, feeding that plied, and then moves back, controlling the plying of the chain. So once again, I'm sweeping up through and getting that loop, and my left hand moves forward and then back. My right hand snags a loop and pulls it through. It may seem a little awkward at first, but it can become quite smooth. nice process. Swooping. So let me just show you that a little more closely. There's our 3-ply chain plied yarn. And let's see if we can find a join. The joins are very, very smooth once you get the hang of it. I'm not finding a join that's super obvious. There might be one right there. There's a slight ruffle. That might be one right there, but I'm not sure. So as with any type of plying or spinning, you want to frequently remember to move your thread along your spacers or your little spacer hooks to make sure that you're filling your bobbin evenly. You'll get more on your bobbin the more evenly it's filled. Some people like to compare the chain plying to a bit like being like crocheting, and so to some extent it is a little bit like finger crocheting because you have your loop, you're reaching through, you're pulling that loop through, and then those 3 bits just ply right together. So just like anything with spinning, it's maybe a little bit of a coordination issue at first, figuring out exactly how you're going to make this all work and not getting tangled up, but it's okay to stop and figure out where you're at and do it a little bit at a time. You can always add extra twist up here, and you can do it shorter. You don't have to do real long strands. You can just do a little short bit at a time if that's what makes you comfortable. Now that I'm more comfortable, I do longer stretches because then there's less chances of little extra knots where the sort of joins or where the new loop comes through. So see, right there's one, and you can see it a little bit, but after we finished this thread setting the twist, the little joins are really not noticeable in your finished yarn. So I accidentally let go of my loop there and it sort of plied in on itself. So all I have to do there is I stop and get my fingers through the loop. I have my loop and I can reach through and pull through the next loop. So in a nutshell, that's chain plying. I do have to admit that chain plying is much easier on a spinning wheel. It can be done with drop spindle, but is more difficult.